Hello, dear parents and students. I'm Mrs. Stroh-Snyder, Mrs. Stroh, and I teach IBHL literature for year one. A little bit about me. I have my master's in English literature. It's my 8th year teaching, and previously I worked at an all IB school in Phoenix, so I'm all about IB. But that's not the most important thing about me. What's most important is for you to know how passionate I am about my job and how much I love teaching students. And I love teaching for 3 reasons: building relationships with students and caring for them on a deeper level, to impart excitement and joy about learning and the challenge that it gives, and then also helping students grow as readers and writers. By the end of this course, students will be able to know, understand, and interpret pieces of literature from different countries and cultures. They'll be analyzing and evaluating the effects of literary techniques on the meaning of a text and the relationships between texts. They're going to be able to communicate in clear, logical, and persuasive ways, both in the written word and in the spoken word. So there's a lot of different ways that we're going to be learning in class. You see over here one of the ways, which is called a Harkness discussion, where students will be in smaller groups and they'll be able to discuss and make meaning from the text together. And this is from an actual conversation that we had last week, and you can maybe see one of your students on here. We're also going to learn through writing conferences, annotating text. I'll be giving mini lessons for writing, any practice orals, and we'll be using the pastiche form to practice our language skills. Our final assessment for the year is an individual oral where students will have 2 extracts that they'll be analyzing in 10 minutes, and they'll be presenting that orally to me, and it'll be focused on a global issue of their choice. So our grading categories: 45% of the grade will come from their literary analysis and response, 40% from writing and speaking, 10% from their use of language, and then we have a participation category for 5% to be able to reward students for turning in their assignments. In terms of my late work policy, I accept all late work for full credit if it's submitted before the end of the unit. I want students to be able to start a new unit with a fresh blank slate. So while students can turn in all of their work, there are some natural consequences for turning in work late. One is that I'll put a missing in the gradebook to communicate to you, to me, and to the student that they still need to complete that work. That means that it'll register in their grade as a 0, and it won't be taken out until I have the opportunity to grade their work. So that means that it might stay in the gradebook for a while until I grade late work, which might be towards the end of the unit. They also forfeit that really valuable feedback that happens that I try to give students right away. We also are going to be using intervention for class. Let's say you want your student to revise something that they did. Well, they can come and set up a writing conference with me, because one of my passions is allowing students to revise and make their work better, because I believe that's how they grow. So for me, they can revise any written work if they meet with me during intervention and they have a writing conference with me. I will be using Google Classroom as my platform as students transition to Canvas, and we will be transitioning to Canvas later on this year. Feel free to contact me through my email. I usually respond between 24 to 48 hours during the work week. It is challenging for me to do so outside of school hours because I've got a 14-month-old to chase after and run around. You can also call me. I'll be at school every day teaching from here, and I love to talk to parents on the phone. So my number is 951-294-6450, and my extension is 3307. So I might be sending you a phone call just to catch you up on how your student is doing. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I am delighted to have your student in class, and I can't wait to see the meaning that they make this year.